Hey, welcome back everybody to Saturday Night Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. Today we're going to be talking about terraforming and all the wonders of terraforming. But I should catch you guys up beforehand. My name is Brian, obviously, and over here, who always joins me, is my brother Adam. And since last episode, where we went out and got ourselves some horses, what have we done since then? I built this mine door right here, and all of our possessions are in the mine door, including our cart and the horses, not including this large anvil that's sitting right here. And what we want to do is we want to build our house, but before we're allowed to build houses, we're going to have to flatten the land or terraform the land underneath the house to put to any way that we want. So we have designed, a sort of house layout that we want, and now we need to dig and drop dirt to get the land the way that we want. So what is terraforming? What is this process? I don't know if you want to go into any of it, Adam?
Sure. I think that you pretty much outlined it. Digging and dropping dirt is the basis of terraforming. Each tile border has a slope, and we'll show you that slope in a minute, but that slope cannot be greater than 8 if we are to build a house on it. So we need to make sure everything is... And in order to make the floor of the house look really nice and flat, we really want that slope to be 0. So that's going to be the main idea.
And as you guys can tell, before we can even get going on terraforming the land, we got to clear the land. And by doing that right now, we're trying to get rid of all the trees in the area, at least in the area that we want to terraform. Now, hopefully we can get through this quickly for you guys. Another thing that happened was Griphyth. Looks like he planted one farm tile there since the last episode.
I was foraging and I got an onion. I just planted it there last week.
To just put it down. All right. So I will get rid of that because that's going to turn into our house. So let me take out. Let's just harvest that away. Ooh, 6 onions. Alright, let's see. So our thing is littered with dirt. So let's start talking quickly about terraforming. So how can you tell where to stand, what to do? Or maybe you can describe a little bit.
Yeah. You got to start off by, assessing your land. And I think that we've done a preliminary assessment. We want to walk out this mine and have to enter into the house right here. So this will be sort of like the back door entrance of the house. It'll lead right to the mine. We've decided that this spot that I'm standing right on, if you can, hover your mouse over there to show the tile location of where I'm standing. Okay. So right on the corner of this tile here, yeah. Okay, so you can see we want this to be sort of our base level of everything. We want everything to be level with this spot. So you'll notice if you highlight or if you activate your shovel.
Okay, I'm activating my shovel, and
if you highlight the tile border, it'll tell you the slope. It actually tells you slope up or slope down depending on from where you're standing.
So saying 3 slope up, if I examine it, it tells me that the slope is 3 dirts towards you.
Yeah, like if because we can scroll over and see 3 slopes up, that's because our skill is high enough to do that. When you start out the game, you don't quite have that skill, so you would have to examine. But it's saying 3 slope up, which means that up here is 3 slopes higher. So if I dig 3 times, okay,
let's see that
each
go down.
Each time that I dig, it'll bring me down 1 slope.
Yeah. So now you're only 2. You're 1. All right. It
And
does
there we
say
go.
that it's flat on my screen.
Yeah, good. So that makes that flat. Now we want everything else to be flat from there. So together we're going to sort of go around this place and dig
Okay.
until this. Well, let's start with this tile and then move outward from there.
I see. So, man, that's a little confusing. I guess the first step that you guys have to know is that digging in particular is based on the location that you're standing on. So it's not based on what you click or where your mouse is. Like most things are based on the tile that you right click, whereas this is in particular where your feet are standing. Other than that, digging is quite complicated. I don't know if you can try to simplify it while we dig.
Yeah.
And I can try. Let me try to. While we're digging, let me try to draw this out for you guys. So with the same tile that we used the last episode. So each one of these squares are representing of one tile. My bad drawing. Whoops. Let's try that again.
And in fact, you should be thinking of each of those green lines as tile borders, and the spaces between them tiles.
Right, so each one is a tile border. One of these things. Okay, so tell me, what do I have to do here?
Okay, so essentially, you want to be standing near, I guess, the corner of one of the tiles or where 4 tile borders meet.
So let's say, let me change this color to red. Let's say that I was standing, let's say this is our mine right here. So this is our mine. And this is the next tile out, which is representing I'm holding a lot of dirt, so I'm not moving here fast. Let's say this next tile here is representative of this tile right here in the game. And I am currently standing on this tile here. I'm currently standing on this tile. So how about if I dig, so I want to get this entire tile flat. What do I do?
Okay, let me just see where you are. Okay, so if you want to get that tile flat, you have to quite literally stand on the corner of that tile that you want to either raise or lower.
So you're saying, like, if I'm standing on this tile, like the corner, like right here?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For
some reason on my screen it's very low res for some reason. So I can't quite see where you are looking, but it looks like you're in the far right corner of the tile. Is that correct?
Yes.
From the mine, it's far. So, yeah, you would stand in that area. In fact, you can stand, it doesn't have to be right in that center, but it can be, if you're closest to that corner compared to the other corners, then you're okay. And if you right-click the ground anywhere that's close to you and you click dig, then you'll dig.
So I dig this corner.
Yeah, now that corner is going to affect all of the 4 tile borders that are touching you. Okay, all of those 4 tile borders are going to be lowered by 1 slope.
Okay. So you're saying that this entire corner, if I dig there once, then this tile border, this tile border, and this tile border, as well as this one, are all going to go down like a big pyramid?
Exactly, like an inverted pyramid.
I see. Inverted pyramid. So what happens, let's say I bring that down, okay, and let's say over here, this corner here is 5, has 5 more dirt higher than this one. So I would just stand in this corner now and dig 5 times. Does that sound right? So now this entire corner here this entire corner here would be flat.
That entire side of that tile. Yeah.
So then
That tile border.
That tile border. So then, if I wanted to get this entire square completely flat, I would then have to go to the other corners.
Yeah, and you'd have to do the same for each tile border.
So then I
wanna
would
make
go
sure.
to, I would go to this corner. I would go to this corner and try to make it flat to this.
Yeah.
And then I would go to this corner and try to make it flat to this
Mm-hmm.
or this at this point, and all of them would be completely flat.
Yeah. And as you go, you'll find that really you only have to do 2, corners of every square, because you'll have already done 2. Like you would have flattened 1 tile border, and then you move over, and you only have to flatten, 2 corners. It's hard to explain. I recall the first time ever doing this, and we were standing in game, and you had learned the basics, and you were trying to explain it to me. For the life of me, I
Yes.
had no idea what you were talking about. Like, I couldn't figure it out.
Well, hopefully that helps a little bit.
Hopefully helps a little bit, yeah.
Now what I'm doing here is if you drop 4 items, in this case I'm dropping 4 wood scraps, I can open up that pile and drop in my dirt. If I were to right click my dirt and click on drop, it would actually drop onto the ground and raise the ground.
Mm-hmm. You
So we
don't
don't
want to do
want
that. Yeah, if let's say you dig 4 dirt, and then you drop it, it's gonna raise, like it's basically gonna raise or undo what you just did.
Yeah, and we must say that you can tell right away that as we dirt, we're ruining the grass. But grass, you can actually then go ahead and replant that grass wherever you want by picking flowers from any of the tiles with flowers. You can kind of see some flowers over here faintly. I can pick those and then replant them in these dirt tiles, and they would just come back as a grass tile. Oh, I'm going slowly.
I must say, this is a lot more work than I initially had anticipated.
You think so? Okay, so what are we trying to do here? We agreed on building 1 giant house. And I can't remember how much do we have to flatten here. It was, if this is the center, we wanted it to be 7 long.
Yeah, 7 long, so 3 to each side.
So this is the middle tile, 3 to this side, needs to be completely flat. So I'm going to start on this line and say this one's flat, this one's flat, this one's flat, this one's 3 sloped down. So I actually have to drop 3 dirt into here to make it flat. So if I just right click and say drop, now it's flat. So I'm going to go the other way and do the same thing, making it 3 slope. Let's see, this one says 4 slope down. So I need to dig 4 times here and get that down.
Excuse me.
And in the end, we're hoping to at least have a place, move our horses and our large cart away from that middle. Away from the mine, I should say.
Yeah, right now we're using the mine as a safe house.
Yeah, our
All of
storage
this
place.
storage place. So we want to, create an actual storage place.
I can't wait.
Yeah, because we haven't deeded anything over here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we drop can quite literally be picked up by anybody. Actually,
right.
I left my large anvil here since the last episode and completely wasn't thinking about it.
You just left it there for anybody
I
to
just
take.
left. Whoops. Oh no, I just picked up that and all that dirt.
Don't drop it
Yeah.
on the ground. Ooh, this is getting really steep up here. I have to dig 19 times here. Okay. So, while we're digging this dirt, maybe you can talk a little bit about, I don't know, what, like we have this dirt all sitting around. What do we do with it?
Well, I think that we are going to need some dirt in order to shape the land. Brian has this idea that we're going to create this nice archway, and on top of the archway we're going to build a house. Makes it going to look nice. But in order to do that, we're going to need to have some of this dirt to shape it. And you do, if you drop dirt, then it will raise the land, and you dig it to lower it. So it's kind of like an undoing of the dirt, of the digging action. Sorry.
So if we
You
just
look
kept
like you're
this
going a little
dirt,
low there. Are you
if we
just
just
digging and
kept
digging
this
and digging?
dirt down here, it would eventually rot.
That's true.
Ooh. It would eventually rot. So
Were you paying attention to what you're doing over there, or are you just digging?
am I ever paying attention to what I'm doing? No, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing.
I don't know. From this angle, it looks like a big hole.
We'll fix that. It's just going to take a little while, because it does get pretty high up here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So we don't want to leave our dirt here. As you were mentioning, anyone can take our dirt at this point,
Yeah,
and
that's
that it will eventually rot. So there is the benefit of building what's called a bulk storage bin, which we will eventually need to build and store our dirt in there. But there is another thing that you can do with the dirt too, isn't there? That we'll not be going into, and that's using it to build what are they called? Tar pits? Charcoal piles? That's what it is. Charcoal piles.
I guess that is another use of dirt. Dirt is a really hot commodity in this game. People buy dirt by the thousands.
Yeah, see, we're digging the dirt down because we want to level it lower, but there are tons of people out there that want to raise their dirt level way high. They want to build like their own islands, or they want to build giant mounds or towers of dirt really high, and they will buy our dirt. They buy them by the thousands. That's a good way to make money, I think, when you first start out the game. If you save all your dirt that you dig, people will buy it from you, and it's something we'll eventually have to cover on just how important money is in this game. Oh, I dug this so low that I can't climb this.
It looks like you dug it so that it's slanted downward.
Oh man.
I guess not, though.
Nope, it's flat. Although I do have to dig 26 slope down from here.
Is that the last tile there?
1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. How are you doing on that side?
It's going.
Let's see. So you can see you going on that side here. It's really hard to tell from this angle. But if this is the last tile here, hopefully it's not going to be so bad. So what was our plan? Our plan was to build just like a giant house. But we're not just going to build like one big rectangular house. We're going to show you guys just how creative you can get in this game. Because they just included, or there was a recent update, I don't know, in the last few months, that allows you to build interior walls and all sorts of different things. that really, I think, opened up the door. Like when we were building our first place, and we were really wanting that ability to add interior houses for our labyrinth that we were building, and they didn't have that. How long ago do you think they added it? It's been a few months, right?
That's right. I don't know. Has it been months? I suppose it could have been a couple months ago.
Yeah, I can't really remember.
I've seen a few very creative ways of, including these arched walls. It's given us a couple ideas on how we can incorporate it in this particular house. Oh, you'll see what I mean if you keep watching.
Yeah, so I've gone all the way from one side to the other. Oop, one more dirt. Uh-oh, I'm hitting rock. And we are one dirt away from being flat, meaning that I cannot go down anymore here, because it says, you hit rock. What do you want to do?
That's a problem.
Should we just keep it that way? One dirt?
Kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of thing. We could solve this issue. It might take a little bit of work.
Why don't we just put one dirt down in all the other places?
Well, we could do that.
Let's
the other
do it.
option is that we can shape the stone, shape the rock underneath.
Yeah, then we'd have to dig all the way around that rock.
Yeah, it would be a lot of work. I think a lot of work in all. All right, let's just drop one dirt everywhere.
Yes.
Alright, so this one doesn't have to go all the way down.
Yeah, so with your digging skill, there's a few things that you'll gain over time that you don't have from right away. Let me see if I can quickly find what they are. So at level... Well, it doesn't quite say here, does it? That's very strange. Okay, at level 15, when you reach level 15 in digging, you will... That's when you get the ability to mouse over a tile and see how many dirt, slope it is from you or to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe after you reach level 30 and then you keep going up, it says here at level 30, you'll be able to see 2 tiles away from you, how far. And then after you reach 45, you'll be able to see 3 tiles away from you, which I am. I guess the next level, which it doesn't say here, which I've reached, I can see 4 tiles away from me. And that's as far as it goes.
That's funny, I never knew that.
Yeah, you learn something every day. I had no idea until I read it on the wiki.
When did you learn that?
Just a second as I read it on the wiki.
Oh, really? Yeah, me neither. I've never known that before.
I'm falling.
I always assumed that you were only able to see a couple tiles away, and I thought that was constant.
No, you learn something every day. So it's beneficial to get your digging up. And if you guys don't know, or you don't play the game yet, I think every skill that you can gain in this game goes up to a skill level of 100. Although getting to 100 is almost near impossible. Yeah, don't even bring up that 100 mark. Just have fun. Oh no. We've got an issue now.
Oh no.
We are now 5 on top of that one that I said that we had to drop.
Look how far down you are. You're like in a big hole compared to where I'm standing, and I'm standing where I want it to be flat.
It does look rough, doesn't it, from your angle? But like I was saying, on top of that one tile, we now need to go 5 more. What do you want to do? Do we
this is a
dig?
pain.
Do we drop the 6 tiles down on every single tile?
Well, what if we then uncover the next one to be 10 tiles?
Well, this is as far as we gotta go. But we do need to go... Okay, so come here and dig with me.
Alright.
And then we'll figure it out. Alright. Yeah, this might not work. We might have to completely change our plan. Or surface mine. Or just bring it up really high. I think you can go up to... Do you remember how much that you can go up to? Steep-wise before you start sliding down the slope?
30 something?
I'm pretty sure it's
26?
in the 20s.
I don't know.
I
Could be
think
26.
it's 23. I
Is
think
it?
at 24 you slide down.
Okay.
I think. So we could potentially go up to 23 before we slide down this mine into the mine door.
Here we start going. Sliding down here. Part of me's thinking we should have raised instead of dug.
We could do that, although then we'd have an issue with our mine door. It's
Yeah, so you're
already
saying-
21 steep.
You're saying raise it to its maximum that it
We've
could
already
be.
hit rock, and it's another...
Well, there's another solution to this. We can move out, make that ramp 2 tiles long,
Wow, this is not gonna work.
and move the house out a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at this little hill that looked like it was, you know, at first it looked like it was dipping down here, but really, this hill's sloping up as it goes away. I don't know if you notice that. I don't see you, but
I am behind
if
you.
you stand right at where our mine is and look out, this entire valley, what looked to be a valley, is actually sloping up
It is sloping a bit up.
as it goes away from us. So digging here is only going to be putting us deeper in the hole.
Okay, so let's drop the dirt. So I'd recommend bringing this up 2 more tiles, 2 more to reach 23, and then bringing this up. I don't know. What do you think? Another 15, another 20?
Sure. Even 23. Or why don't we just do 20 and 20?
20 and 20. Let's do 20 and 20.
Okay, so, or 20, it's already 21.
You have a lion on you.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
him.
I should not have picked up that dirt. 21 and 21.
Now, I think that you prepared us for a situation like this by loading up a cart
With
some
dirt. Alright. So after
I
we kill
think-
this, go and get that cart and drop
will
the
get-
dirt.
Yeah. Now
You
here
are
is a
going
perfect
really
example. Yeah, I know. I'm probably carrying dirt. Yes, I am. Oh, that's okay. I'll use this dirt. This is an example of, you know, types of problems you encounter in Wurm. This is what makes this game fun.
I mean, we did have the option to uncover all of this dirt over here, right to the rock, and it would expose the rock like these tiles up here. And then we could surface mine all that rock down. But that's just too much work. Alright, so you're able to position yourself in a good spot. And as he's dropping the dirt, you'll notice that the cart keeps going up. There it goes. How is the slope?
I think that should be 21.
Wow, that's really high. It is. Look at that. You built a big point.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, in order to get the land completely flat, we need to do exactly what we did, except backwards. So we would have to stand on the points where you want to stand. Oh, you're in the way. Stand on these points. And then drop the amount of dirt until it says that it's flat again. So here it says that it's 26 slope up. So you need to drop 26 dirt.
I must have done something wrong here. Yep.
Yes, you dropped way too much dirt here.
I thought I dropped only 9, then 9, then 3. What does that equal?
Nope. You dropped an extra 9. So
Extra
you
9.
might have... Yeah.
Alright, well.
I can't even
I'm going
stand
up.
on here. I'm digging.
So
Climb.
I'm dropping 9, 9, and then 3, right? That makes 21.
Why don't you just read it from here on in? So 7 more. I don't know if I'm gonna have... You can't even care. As you notice that dirt is extremely heavy, and each one is 20 weight. As a new player, you can really only hold maybe 4 of them. Even now, I'm having trouble holding, you know, I think I can hold 9 of them, or... I need 3 more. Can I do it? Can I fix your problem? 1 more. It looks like it's gonna work. Alright, and I am really thirsty. Digging really makes you thirsty. There you go. I will slowly walk over here, and I need to drop 8 dirt on this corner over here. Alright. Highlight 8 of them. Flat. And now that we know that we gotta do that, I mean, look at this place. This is gonna take a long time. Huh? Look at it from this side. This could take hours to flatten this land.
Welcome to Wurm.
So we ran into a few problems. It didn't quite go as we were expecting. We kept dropping dirt to terraform the land, but as we were coming out from the mine and we were digging and digging, we kept realizing that the rock face kept going up and ruining everything that we wanted to do. And it came to the point where we had to make a tough decision, and we decided to just uncover the land, or I should say, with your idea of uncovering all the land, exposing all the rocks so that we can just mine it down, because it just was not working.
See, this is what I love about Wurm. You know, throws you a curveball. Lots of things go wrong, and you have to think it through.
Sure.
We had a plan. We had this nice layout, all planned out. You know, in hindsight, we probably would have done things slightly differently. But you know, you never know what this game's going to give you. And as we were digging, we uncovered rock. It was probably the worst possible, you know, land formation that we could have run into. We were really, really strapped for space. Okay, like the house that we were trying to build definitely wasn't enough space for it. And immediately, my first instinct was to surface mine. And I know Brian doesn't like surface mining. It's a pain in the butt. Takes forever. But
Yeah.
so the other option was to raise the land, just drop a whole bunch of dirt. And Brian, being the digger, that was his, you know.
That's what I did, up to as high as I could.
But there's limitations. I mean, that original mine that we mined out a few episodes ago, or actually, was that just last episode? That mine was
a few
the one.
episodes ago.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, that mine was the one that actually caused all the trouble.
But we did have fun mining that out, didn't we?
That's true. We did.
It's just in the wrong spot now.
In hindsight, we should have put that in a different spot, but you know, we dealt with what we had, and we came up with a reasonable solution that was a combination of raising the dirt and lowering the rock.
Well, but the benefit was, I guess the silver lining here is that we did manage to finish at least the terraforming on the house that we had planned. And that's over here that you guys can see, kind of like this big mound of dirt right now. And we didn't have to compromise on that. It's something that I really felt strongly about. And as you can kind of see here, I know it's really hard to tell with this just amount of dirt right now, but I really wanted this kind of archway in the front that you guys can see. Oh, it's really hard to see from here. It kind of arches up right here, I should say. Kind of goes up.
Become easier to see when we have the building placed on top of it.
That's right. But that's not going to be this episode. So
we still got a lot of surface mining to do.
That's right. So if you guys want to see what we did, what we planned, our cool house, you'll have to tune in next time. Because right now, I'm going to go to bed.
Yep, me too.
So until next time, we'll see you guys in Wurm.